Hello, my name is Lacey Hester, and I am going to be presenting on DB and EMET. So DB, or databases, is basically a set of a collection of data, and it's contained within a computer system. It's used for accessing, storing, and analyzing data. It's fairly easy to use. Almost all organizations, they use them. And it's really useful for large organizations that have a lot of data, large amounts of data, and it's useful for storing and sorting through all of that data. Basically, businesses that have the large amounts of data, this can be the list of their customers and those customers' information, such as their phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, maybe financial information if organizations deal with that. They can sort through all of that or use it to analyze different customers' information. And you don't have to have several types of lists for it to be considered a database. It can actually just be a simple list, and it still could be considered a database. So I'm going to go over the 6 main types of database models. First is a flat model. This is basically an example would be like an Excel spreadsheet. It's made up of rows and columns within basically a table. The next one is objectional model. This is object-oriented. It makes sure that each database is using a system that is compatible with an application it's interacting with. And next is hierarchical model, and it's like a tree-like layout. So each record is connected to the record before it, and so on and so forth. So if you start at the bottom, you can find your way to the top, and there's one main record with all of the other ones branching out from it. The next would be dimensional model. This is used for database warehouses, and that's a type of database that I'll be talking about on the next slide. Next is relational model. It's basically data that's stored in many different tables. And it's named for its purpose. Primary function of each table is used to relate to each table with other tables. So there's a connection that's formed within them. Last is network model. It's similar to the hierarchical model, but rather than the, table being connected to just the one before it, it can be connected to more than just that. So it creates, as you would guess, a network. Next, for databases, I'm going to be talking about the different types. So I went over the models and basically how they can be organized, and these are just different types of databases. First is relational. This is one of the most common. A database that consists of different tables, and then each table has a key field, basically to connect or relate to other tables. Next is database warehouse. This is where basically all other databases are stored. So whenever a company has old databases that maybe they're not using and they want to put in like an archive or something, they'll put in a database warehouse, and it's just where the previous year's data is stored. Next is end-user database. This is a end-user file system. It stores and processes and accesses files just like a database would. Operational. This is an extremely large in terms of like the day-to-day activities. So for a business, it might be the sales data or inventory management. Operational database is also considered production. called production database. The fifth one is distributed databases. These are databases that are basically spread out. So if you think of an organization that has several different, I guess, locations, let's just say around the U.S., they would have a distributed database to where they can all interconnect and use the same database and be up to speed and just connected with each other. And so I guess these are smaller databases. They form to create a bigger database that they can all use together. The sixth one is an external database, and just like it says, it's an external database from the organization that they use. This actually costs a lot of money, so it's not too common. So those first six are the most common types of databases you use. The second set, they're not as common, but they're still used. So the seventh one is hypermedia. It's basically used when creating websites. It has all of the media pieces, so pictures, videos, things of that nature. Analytical database. This is used to basically it's used to store and process information into different databases. Real time is it processes data as it's occurring. One example, I guess, would be the stock market. It's always changing. Things are always being inputted and being calculated right then and there. So it's just in real time. There's no lag when you put in information. Navigational. It's used to reference the different pieces of information from different places and locating them. Document-oriented. This is applications that they need to interact with documents as a primary functionality. In-memory database it stores all in the main memory rather than the hard drive, so it's faster to access. Let's see. EMET. This is short for Enhanced Mitigation Experience Toolkit. It's distributed by Microsoft, and the main use of it is to prevent vulnerabilities from being exploited. And it accomplishes this by using a security mitigation technology, and it basically just makes it harder for someone, an attacker, to access those vulnerabilities in your system. When using EMET, it's important that the user thoroughly test the EMET that they want to have on all their target computers by using test scenarios, by deploying an EMET in a production environment, just to make sure everything's working together. But that is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them on the discussion board underneath my video link.